Oh, and we're starting off the stream with some dogs. Hopefully my shook-up setup isn't going to cause any problems today. Let me take a look over here at OBS real quick before we get started. Happy April 1st, everybody. Hopefully you all have not been up to too many antics on this day of chaos. Since it's the beginning of the month, we have a few things to cover. Oh, thank you, Sheep Lattes. Yeah, it's our new thing. And yes, hi to the doggos, April, indeed. April 1st, so, serious topics. Obviously, we have our new charity for the month, which is Stop AAPI Hate. As always, the links are down below, and also in the chat command of Do Good, if you would like to do some good. All of the charity links are all still active, so you can always donate to any of the other charities as well. They will all be active until the end of the year, or until things implode, one of the two. Let's see, what else? Also at the beginning of the month, we pick out new anime for the month for Anime Book Club, which is chat command ABC. And we talk about the anime in the Discord, which has its own chat command as well now. This month's anime are, haven't you heard? I'm Sakamoto. And Demon Slayer, which of course I know everybody has watched Demon Slayer but me, but I'm gonna jump on the train finally and watch some Demon Slayer. I've seen the characters everywhere, so I know nothing about the plot. So, I really don't think I've been spoiled very much, despite seeing it everywhere for however long now. Let's see, what else? I'm just trying to make sure. I have a new stream deck set up because of the overlay, so I'm just trying to make sure everything's working properly. Also, as I said earlier in the week, we hit 100 followers here on Twitch, which I am super grateful for, and I think it is a proper reward, and it'll be brief. But I think it is a proper reward for my channel to do a face reveal, right? Like, that's a good 100 follower milestone. I've had a few people ask about it. Yes, cherry blossom season. So we're doing a little bit of Animal Crossing. It's cherry blossom season. It's Easter Bunny week, because it's technically a week instead of 10 days this year, I think. It's also technically April Fool's. I don't think there's an April Fool's event in this game of Animal Crossing, but in the old ones there used to be. Oh, somebody slapped down the ban hammer on the robots. Man, they start quick up on these streams nowadays. I don't want to be famous. I'm only just now doing a face reveal, robot. Are you here for the face reveal? Did they see face reveal and they got excited? So, I'm not going to keep face cam up today because my setup isn't final. So, just a quick face reveal, just for some funsies, and then we'll get on with the game. Give me 1 second, because I'm going to have to get used to the new Stream Deck overlay. I'm not used to where my buttons are now. Let's see. I gotta switch to this, and then I have to hit a button. Which button do I hit? I think I hit this button. Uh-oh. Where'd the game go? Why'd the game go black? Oh, no. That's not good. I don't know if it worked. I'm hoping it worked. Anyways, happy April Fool's Day. That's all you get. No face cam today, but maybe next week. And now back to me. Now, that being said, game, you have to show up. Thank you for slapping down the ban hammer in chat. Now I can unclench my everything. Let me get naked up on stream. Hold on. And get banned on stream. For those of you who are new here and maybe don't know, I am a cosplayer. So I have infinite props that you may or may not see over the time of stream. Now I need to find out where I put my glasses down earlier, because now I can't see 2 feet in front of me. Did the robot actually... Oh, thank you, Sheep Lattes, for subbing. I have no idea where my glasses went down at. Oh, no. I have not left my desk. How could I lose my glasses? This is how bad my vision is. This is a problem. Okay. Seriously, though. Where are my glasses? I'm having a full Velma Dinkley moment. I have played myself with my own April Fool's Day prank. How does one lose glasses without moving? Well, they're obviously not on my head. Hold on one moment. I had another idea for a stupid April Fool's Day prank that was going to be harmless, but I didn't think it was as funny. Doggo, I see you, but now is not playtime. Now is find my glasses time. Oh my god! Found them! Oh my god, okay. I found my glasses. That was not worth the joke. Best eraser villain, you missed it, Christian. Oh, jeez. Anyways, so there will be more face cam, as you can see from my new overlay. Will be a thing. I was never meant to see. I mean, technically the VOD is up. You can see it. I'm not going to be deleting it anytime soon. Let me make sure that this is turned off now so it's not draining battery. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, I am a professionally trained photographer, so I do have high-end video equipment. I do have a cam link for my high-end video equipment to do face cam, so you will not be getting shitty webcam quality when I actually do actual cam in the future. I actually was just on a video call before stream, so I was like, I'm just going to leave everything set up, and I'm just going to do something stupid, even if it's not the whole stream. I didn't, yeah, I need context, and honestly, if I was planning it ahead of time, because I really didn't have it planned. I was literally about to start the stream, and I was like, oh wait, I could do this. But it takes my eyes so long to adjust to the context, so I was like, I don't have time. Thank you, Christian, for the bit as well, for the corgi bit. But yeah, so there will be face cam in the near future. I don't want to give a definite date on when face cam is going to start. It'll be soon. I will leave it at that. Because my schedule between today and like the end of next week is going to be a little up in the air. So I don't want to say like, oh, face cam starting Monday, and then my streams get fucked up for next week and I don't have streams. So face cam is lined up. If you were here for any of my face painting streams, you know that I'm working on stuff. Now that I can kind of read. So my stream deck layout had to be totally changed when I got this, when I got the new overlay. And I have the old school stream deck. I don't have the new one that has like the 800 buttons on it. I have not the mini, but I have like the normal one that came out like 10 years ago or whatever. The dogs are so very excited. But yeah, so I had to readjust all my buttons and stack them, which makes it a little bit more tedious to use. If I end up streaming all year, I probably will. God damn, Gemma's gonna piss me off. We have just started and now she's decided to bark. Gemma, no. No. I can't believe they didn't bring back April Fool's Day in Animal Crossing. Hopefully next year. So if you've never played Animal Crossing before, April Fool's Day is an actual holiday in Animal Crossing games. Like, there's an actual event with, like, a special character and everything. I can't even believe that. We got an outdoor picnic set recipe. Yeah, Blanca. Yeah, exactly. Gemma also misses Blanca, apparently. Yeah, bork, bork, bork. Exactly. So, yeah. So, we do have April Fool's Day items, which are the different colored whoopee cushions. I think there's 3 colors. I think there's, like, a yellow, a red, and a green. Oh, I logged in on the wrong character. I didn't even notice. I was using my alt last night to do some stuff. So, you know what? That's okay. Pop open this bottle. And then we'll jump into some stoof. So, yeah. It's still Bunny Day. Week up until Sunday is obviously actual Bunny Day. I think these are ones I can sell. Aside from this Bunny Day one that I got. So, I haven't been using my alt character a lot. So, he only just saw Zipper last night. I think I have the rest of these, though. Yeah. So those all I can sell. Oh, I got a little bit of money. Nice. Oh, thank you for the Franker. The Franker. What? Why is it called Franker? Franker bits. Frankers. Franker Z. Like Dragon Ball Z, but with a dog. Some of the names of the bits are so strange, and I'm so out of, like, some of the memes that I'm like, what's up, fellow kids? Anyways, my other idea for the stupid face cam joke was I was going to just point my face cam at a... I don't know if you've seen it, but the backside of a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch has a ridiculous cartoon face on it. Like, the entire back of the box. It's just one solid picture. And I was just going to point my face cam at that for the entire stream. And just not acknowledge it. So, that was my original plan. Inspired by Borking, yes. The dogs shouldn't need to go out. I took them out. But Gemma being deaf, she just kind of barks all the time now, so... She doesn't necessarily need something. She's just barking because she's frustrated, which I understand. I don't think I have much to do on my alt, because I'm not really too worried about getting a bunch of DIYs or doing all the Easter Bunny stuff with my alt character. I had the game last year for Bunny Day, so... Basically, the changes this year for Bunny Day, I'll show you... you can, if you didn't have the game last year, you can do all of last year's event, just like you would have if you had had the game. So if you do want to get all of the recipes and the items and the eggs, you still can. Same way, you can dig up them, you can fish them, you can shoot them out of the sky like a balloon, you can shake them out of trees that have them, and you'll see them on the trees. It's not in any tree. And you can hit rocks. So basically, they're crafting materials or trading materials, and all the same recipes are still active from last year. And there's a handful of new items. I want to say it's 5 or 6 new items, if I'm not mistaken. And you can buy those 5 or 6 new Bunny Day themed items from the Nook shop. You don't have to get recipes for them. So, and it's not one per day. You can get as many as you want. So if you want the new items, which honestly, the new items are pretty good, not gonna lie. I'm not even an Easter fan, in-game or in real life, but I will say I do like the new Easter items. There's like a topiary that's pretty cute of a bunny. There's some like egg and grass fencing. Oop. Oh, I got a recipe for picking up an egg. I forgot, because I haven't gotten eggs with this character before, so he's like, eggs. Yeah, this alt character, if you've been around the stream for a while, he's pretty new, and I don't play on him ever, like, off stream. Like, he pretty much only ever gets seen on stream. So, I'm not too worried about, like, talking to people or doing the dailies with him. I'm more worried about my main. I did have Marty move in, if you have not been here since that happened. We kicked Etoile out, and we moved Marty in. Also, I think there was 800 pounds of dust in that mask that I was wearing, even though I dusted it off beforehand. I feel like my mouth is full of dust. So I've played myself fully. Let's see. I love the Easter stuff. My favorite animal is a rabbit or a hare, and my island is cute themed. Oh, that's... Yeah, perfect. Yeah, the new bunny items and Easter items would be perfect then for your jam, because that would fit right in with the theme. I mostly am picking up just like whatever eggs I see with my alt, because I think all your characters get eggs if you have alts. I might be wrong on that, but I think last night when I logged in, I saw eggs that were in places they shouldn't have been, which means they respawn so that everybody has a fair chance at getting them, which makes sense, especially if you're actually playing with multiple people. I'm just going to do a quick run around. Oh, CJ's here. Okay. I don't think... Yeah, my character doesn't have any fish. Oh no, I definitely breathed in way too much dust. I have to sneeze so bad. A few of the items go really well on my island as well. Nice. I haven't put any out, but I've been trying to buy them on the few days that I've logged in. So I've just been dropping my eggs out here in the middle of the in the middle of the walkway for my other character to pick up. This is all stuff for my other character to pick up. My main. Okay, so CJ is here. We'll go check in at the thing. Also, if you guys use the Switch Online phone app on your actual real-life smartphone, the Nook Link got an update, so now you have Katrina's messages every day, and you get 10 Nook coins every day, and you can buy exclusive items that you can't buy in the game on the app. So that's the new update there, and also there's some updates to like the design part, but I don't use that, so I can't speak to that as much. I don't know what else we're going to play tonight. We might play more Katamari since I suck at it so much. I don't know. Probably not going to do straight up all Animal Crossing the whole time. I also am not 100% sure that my stream won't get cut short due to scheduling stuff in the house. I'm hoping that because I started a little early that we won't get interrupted, but I also... Oh, we got some... Okay, so we got the prom stuff. So you have the April Fool's Day whoopee cushion, and as always, you can push X to learn, you know, about the holidays if you're unaware of them. There's this one, little tree, and that's for South Korea. So that's pretty cool. Prom sash. And so all the prom stuff comes in different colors. So the sash comes in a bunch of different colors. The dresses come in different colors. There's masks. There's suits. There's dresses of different types. There's lots of prom items. This is the prom wallpaper. And then this is the prom, like, party floor. I'm going to get... Oh, can't order on this character. I'll do it on my other character. That's fine. Not a big deal. I ordered Mario stuff instead. But those will change every day while they're active. Do I need to do anything else on here? I don't think so. Okay. Let me go get rid of these recipes in my pocket. Oh, I also updated the coffee tier. Hey, Cap. Welcome. Lurk away. I also updated the coffee Etsy coupon, so you get 25% off my Etsy shop every month if you're a coffee supporter, even if you only support one time. Basically, I treat my coffee like a Patreon account, only it's not Patreon, it's on coffee. Chocolate bunnies! Oh, we are buying some chocolate bunnies, for sure. Look at the big chocolate bunny. I love it. I was just telling April right before stream that when I ordered groceries for today, I ordered a bunch of Easter candy, which normally I don't buy, like, Easter candy. But I've been doing a lot of hard work lately and going through a lot. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna buy some Easter candy for myself and not share. It's just for me. Because usually candy in our house is kind of like communal. But it's also usually kind of like shit tier candy for the most part. So I saw that they had on the delivery app, they had some of my favorite Easter candy that I do enjoy from childhood. And I was like, I'm going to buy a shit ton of it, and I'm going to have all this candy for when I want candy. So now I've got in-game Easter candy and real-life Easter candy. Because obviously I'm in my early 30s. It's not like I'm getting visited by the Easter Bunny as far as I'm aware. I'm also not Christian or Catholic, so I never really understood why we did Easter as kids anyways. I don't know if it was that our parents just wanted candy, or if they just didn't want us to feel left out from all the other kids, because I didn't grow up in a Christian or Catholic household, so I don't know. I never understood why our family did both. Like, to me, like, yeah, candy's great, gifts are great, but at the same time, I was always confused by, like, you're raising us in one religion, but we're celebrating this other religion's holidays. I never understood it myself, but parents all do their own thing, you know, it's whatever. I know, like, I guess some kids would maybe be like, oh, all of my friends are doing Christmas and Easter and whatever, and I don't get to do that, and it's like, yeah, but you have your own holidays and traditions and things that those people aren't doing, like, I don't know. My upbringing in terms of religion and holidays was very weird, and I was always confused by it. And I'll never understand... Oh, look, I got an Easter bottle. Our parents just wanted candy, bingo. Yeah, take it from you. I mean, the thing is at least, like, if you're a variation of pagan, okay, makes sense to do a variation of Easter because Easter's pagan. If you're Christian or Catholic, okay, I get it. You know, Christmas, same kind of thing. Halloween, whatever, same kind of stuff. But it's just like, if you send your kids to Hebrew school and then you celebrate Christmas and Easter and all these other holidays that are not Jewish, it's really weird. Because it's like you go to school and you're like learning to speak Hebrew and you're learning about, you know, the Old Testament and the traditional Jewish holidays and the Jewish rituals and all that kind of stuff. And then it's like, Merry Christmas! We have a giant Christmas tree, and it's surrounded by gifts, and we don't play dreidel, and we don't really do the menorah, and it was so weird. I don't know. Like, I feel like Jewish holidays are much more less demanding in terms of, like, gift shopping and decorating and, like, money spending and, like, all that kind of stuff, and it's more about actual, like, tradition for the most part than, like, let's spend a bunch of money and have a huge party or dress up or, like, obviously there's some things that are, like, you know, more over the top than others, but at least when I was in Hebrew school, like, I don't remember ever having, like, big holidays except for, like, Christmas and Easter and stuff, like non-Jewish holidays, but every family's different, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with it if you ain't hurting nobody, I guess. So I just know as a kid I was confused as shit because I was like, why am I going to Hebrew school? It's not like we went to church. Like, I never went to church. So it was weird to me that, like, I'm celebrating Christmas and Easter, which are very religious holidays for proper Christians or Catholics, and then obviously very commercial holidays for secular people. And it's like, but I'm supposedly very religious in another way. I don't know. Like, if it, like, nowadays as an adult, I get, like, why my family does Christian holidays, because when my mother remarried, she remarried, like, a super fundy kind of Christian born-again kind of guy. So it's like, he's very, you know, pro-Jesus, pro-Christmas, pro-Easter, all of it. And that's great. That makes sense. Like, you're a mixed marriage now, but my father was not Christian or Catholic, so it's very strange to me. Like, why are we celebrating this other stuff? Oh, I got some prom stuff in my Able Sisters. So, some slip dresses, which I'm just going to catalog them. I don't really want them, obviously. Just like it comes with a little necklace. Did I get any other prom items in my Oh, I got the masks. There's these masks that are elegant, and then there's plain ones that are just, like, colored. So there are other ones. There's these two, and then there's another one that has a different pattern or something. Let's see. We got walk-in shoes. We got loafers. That's not new. I think the only other thing that is new... Do I have dotted knee-high socks? This is a look right now, isn't it? What is this look? A nice lady who wants me to help her with her phone next week reminded me that Easter is this weekend, and I was like, oh, that always sneaks up on me because it's not on my liturgical calendar. Yeah. Yeah, like, my planner doesn't have Easter or anything on it, so it's like, I look at my planner and I'm like, when's Easter? Like, April told me when Easter was, and I was like, oh. Like, I don't have kids, so, like, it's not like I have, you know, stuff to buy for people. And because I don't leave my house, it's not like I'm seeing Easter stuff being put in the stores or anything like that. And I'm not Christian, so... I told her I'm a Roman polytheist. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. No, we don't want to wear it. We just want to catalog it. She thought that was a flavor of Christianity. I mean, they hear the word Roman and I think they assume, yeah, that's not shocking. It's like, you know, Roman Catholic or whatever. The Roman calendar, which has all the Christian holidays on it. Oh, man. People are silly. All jokes aside, like, I mean, no hate towards anybody. You know, celebrate what you want to celebrate. Don't celebrate what you don't want to celebrate. Do whatever you please. Like I said, if you ain't hurting nobody, I don't care. It's just not what I was raised with, so it's just weird to me. Yes, I would like to make this purchase. No, I do not want to wear it. I will not be disabusing her of that notion. Disabusing her of that notion. Yeah, I mean, that's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you don't want any trouble, then she can assume what she wants to assume, or Google it. I'm pretty sure when my stepdad first, like, entered the picture, he straight up thought I was, like, a devil worshiper or something, because he used to throw away my jewelry and pretend he didn't. And it's so funny because, like, they never, like, even... Instead of just saying, like, hey, I don't approve of this stuff you're wearing, or these symbols on your clothing, or this necklace you bought at the mall, or, you know, something like that. I'm talking, like, when I was in high school, mind you. Like, I would just go, like, to put on something, and it would be gone. Like, and I live in a pretty small room, so it's, like, it's hard to lose a necklace, or a choker or something, especially when you only own like one or two things in terms of like jewelry or things you wear to school or something, or out with your friends. And like even when like at one point I like moved everything in my room, like I moved all my furniture and like, you know, was moving stuff around, putting in new furniture and shit. And I was like, oh, well, you know, maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe like it fell behind the bed or the dresser and I just can't see it because it's in the dark and it's in this little tiny space. Nope, never found any of it. I'm like, he threw it away. And it's like, instead of just having a conversation, you just went into my stuff and threw it away. Okay. That's the only time that like I really, and that happened with my best friend a lot too. My best friend since I was 4 years old is black, and her mother is very I don't know that her mother's religious, but her mother's very much like, it's a common thing here in the Islander community to be like kind of superstitious, I guess is the best way to put it. Not everyone is religious, but I think superstition's pretty big. And she would like, you know, go with me to the mall, and like she was into, you know, hip shit, like, you know, 90s Hot Topic shit. And like she would get like a chain necklace, or, you know, like one of those, like, I don't know if there's a term for them, but like the big metal ball necklaces, like those kind of chokers or whatever. And like she would get a necklace like that, or like something with like a symbol on it from a band, or, you know, get a band t-shirt, and her mom would just straight up throw it the fuck away. And it's like, my friend didn't have any money, man. Like, my friend wasn't fucking rich. So it's like, it was really shitty that she would spend like her hard-earned money and hard-saved money on shit, and her mom would just straight up throw it the fuck out. I hated that. Let's see. I don't have any good answers for those questions. I've now lost 2 mobile soap station locations to people who don't like me being non-Christian. Religion is complicated. Yeah, I mean, sadly, and I took, like, you know, upper-level theology in university as part of my, like, psychology/social psychology kind of studies, and it's funny because of all the religions that we learned about and studied, and we studied old religions that don't really exist anymore. We studied, obviously, present-day religions and variations of religions and how things have evolved from when they started and who started what and how it got started and the belief systems and all that kind of stuff. And really, it was always so funny because in a class mostly full of mostly Christian people, I would say, and maybe a few Jewish people, really, like, the textbooks and the teacher who was lecturing us, who was obviously a theology, you know, person, you know, graduate or doctorate or whatever they had. I don't remember. It's been too many years. And it's so wild. Like, everything we learned was basically like, yeah, all these religions are cool, except Christianity. They kind of shit on everybody. Like, Christianity is just about converting people. Like, other religions will teach you about their religion if you're interested, or will allow you to join if you want to join. But, like, most religions don't pressure people to join or shun you if you don't. But Christianity has, since the beginning, that has been what it's been founded on. So, it visibly upset so many people in the class to, like, hear this, you know, 4th level professor who did, like, his entire life studies, and he was an older person, mind you. He was probably in his, like, 60s. He spent his entire life studying religion, traveling the world, you know, lecturing, teaching, and everything. Why did your message go wonky on screen chat? How did it go wonky? Because it's kind of small on my end. Oh, hold on. My mouse isn't plugged in, so I can't click and drag. Give me a moment. How did it show up on here? It doesn't look wonky on my end. How did it get wonky on your end? Again, since we're working with a new layout, if you guys see anything weird, you can feel free to let me know, because so the one thing about the current chat layout that I'm not a fan of, but I haven't figured out how to work around, is it doesn't let me wrap text under people's handles. So if you have a long handle like me, you just kind of have to deal with it. Oh, Gemma, I love you, but you're literally going to drive me insane. So basically, Twitch chat defaults to lining up at the end of your handle. So if you have a short handle, then your name, they don't line up with each other. They just line up with your name. It looks weird, but I think it's just me. I mean, it should look the same on everyone's screen because it's recorded. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's something, if it's like cut off, is it cut off or something? It doesn't look cut off on my screen. Yeah, bork, bork, bork. She's literally just now walked up behind me. She's like literally 5 feet behind me, waiting to bark into the microphone. I can't even tell her to go away because she can't fucking hear. Like, go sit down. I'm like waving at her like to go away. Like, go sit down. Go. Go. You're fine. Oh my god. Can't even make it 30 minutes into freaking stream without the dog coming up and barking frustratingly deaf in my ear. But yeah, I still wanna find a better format for chat. I'm using custom coded chat right now, which is what gives it that grayish bubble background, which I like. But I'm gonna fuck around with chat more because on both of this and the face cam layout, the chat is different because of the size difference. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it right now. But I basically rushed yesterday to get this entire layout put up, so I wanted it to be done before the end of this week, preferably by the end of today's stream, so you know, sometimes things just gotta be temporary. And I'll fix it later when I figure out how to fix it. Because I haven't done CSS coding since high school, and I'm 33 now, so I don't remember that. And I'll have to do a little bit of research or find somebody who's written better CSS code for chat. I do need to change to my main profile, though, so let me do that. See you later. Poopy. The Duolingo owl is coming for me because I didn't practice yet today, and therefore I'm not in the top 10. Like, I give a shit. I have not been doing tons of Duolingo. I've been trying some other apps, which have been interesting so far. I've been dabbling. Like, I downloaded, like, probably fucking 20 apps of different types. And I'm just, like, slowly, one by one, like, popping on each one and seeing, like, how does this one work? How does this one handle this and that? So, it's been interesting. I do want to do, like, maybe a language stream at some point. I do language videos on my coffee. Oh my god! I'm gonna scream. I hate myself. You ever hate yourself? You know what? Get the hell out of here. Son of a bitch. How did I just log back in while I was, like, looking at chat? Good grief. This is the struggle of my last 2 brain cells. Okay, so I know I tweeted about it before stream, but I had a doctor's appointment today, and since I talk about mental health stuff and I talk about medical stuff on here sometimes, I will give a briefing, I guess, of the good news, bad news, as I call it. The good news was my blood work was good, so I was worried about a certain few things, so that was good. They're prescribing me new medication to try for some other stuff unrelated to why I had the blood work done. So I'm going to try a new medication. We're going to see how it goes. She said if it doesn't work to call her back. So I don't know when the pharmacy's going to have it ready because Pietro and Genji are walking in opposite directions but against each other, so it looks like they're trying to kiss. There we go. They figured it out. Christian, your soap order is done, and I will probably mail it Tuesday. Nice. What kind of soap did you order? Also, if y'all don't know, April not only runs a nonprofit, but she makes soap, and her soap is badass. And you should all buy her soap, and she'll probably cry because she doesn't want me to tell people to buy her soap. But buy her soap anyways. Her soap is fucking good. I give her soap as gifts all the time. Not sponsored, technically. I have in the past been product photographer for her, but that's as close to... We're not sponsored yet. April's not looking to become the first sponsor of this shitty stream. She technically is the sponsor of this shitty stream, but... Oh, speaking of sponsors. It's, all of it. Oh, yeah. So I did, even though I don't have, like, a huge Twitch channel or anything, after I made that unboxing video last week or whenever, I got a message from Mom. Cherry blossom petals dance upon the wind like some kind of bizarre battalion of breeze ballerinas. A smile graces my face as I watch the petals fall. All is well until... Achoo! Thanks for sneezing on me, Mom. Just like real life. Just like my real life, Mom. Great. I have some new ones probably to send you soon to take photos of. Yay! Bank of Nook. Oh, yes. Interest on my little bit of money. Some whoopee cushions. I was hoping that I had hit 30 with Gulliver this past week, but I don't think I did. I have also not been emptying my mailbox lately, which we can tell by how backed up my mailbox is. But we're not going to do that right now. I'm trying to just see if I have any mail from Gulliver, because when you hit 30 plus with Gulliver, you get the golden shovel recipe, and I don't think I have it yet. And I'm hoping I didn't fuck up and like delete it or get rid of it or something, because there's no way I haven't gotten the golden shovel yet. I don't believe it. Nope, I don't have the golden... So either I accidentally got rid of the DIY or haven't gotten it yet. Because I only have the golden fishing rod, the golden net, the watering can, and the slingshot. I haven't gotten the axe yet because I only just now recently started using axes. You have to break like over 100 axes to get the golden axe. So I've been making these... Look at a tissue box. For her sneezing. That's appropriate. I've been using these stone axes because they're flimsy. Because you break them much quicker than a regular axe. So, also this is my cherry blossom season outfit for right now. We've gone to blue. I might change my hair to match my outfit, maybe. I want to break some axes while I'm walking around, though. So I do all my dailies on my main character. I don't do jack shit on my alt character. He's just there for the house. I just need the house. So we'll catch a few blossoms and we'll hit some trees. I'm glad people are buying soap. It's always good. You should also support April's nonprofit. I can't see where I'm swinging. Because she's trying to pimp out a cool RV to make her nonprofit mobile so that she can go help out people in need in her community, which is super fucking awesome. Come here, you. Got it. Ha ha. Yeah, I know originally you were going to send me soap before, and then shit kind of went, you know, crazy, sideways, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, man, the dust in my nose. Oof. Oof. Ugh, I should pick some golden flowers to sell, but I don't care. More axe breaking, please. And obviously, because it's spring, I want spring bamboo, so that's why I'm hitting the bamboo and not the regular trees. Because spring bamboo I can at least use for future crafting. If I get any. Come on, man. Yeah, all of that weirdness that happened really sent me sideways, but I'm almost caught up. That's good to know. At least you're catching up. As long as the shit's not happening again, then you're good. Hopefully you figured out what was causing that problem. I don't know if you ever told me if you actually figured out the final resolution of that or not. Who knows? My doctor asked me today, since we were talking about how I had COVID and everything, if I have really bad brain fog. Like, that was the only specific thing she asked me. And I thought it was funny that she asked that, because I'm like, yes, actually, yes. Like, my brain is like fucking gelatin. Like, no joke. Like, I will turn on, like, something to cook, and I will walk away for 5 hours. Like, I'll put, like, something that takes 5 minutes in the kitchen, and I will walk away and not remember until, like, I smell smoke 5 hours later. And that is not like me. Like, I might be kind of, like, all over the place as a person, but I'm definitely not absent-minded when it comes to, like, doing things. Like, I don't lose my keys. I don't misplace my wallet. I don't, you know, do any of that kind of stuff. I put things in the same place. I know where my stuff is. If you ask me for, like, a paper, I can dig it out. When I go to do my taxes, I'm organized and prepared. I'm, like, one of those people. I'm not, like, crazy neat and tidy, but I'm definitely organized, I would say. I don't know how much of that comes from working in an office or growing up with a hoarder, but, like, organization, even if it's messy-looking organization, is important to me. So I don't think that, like, I told the doctor, I'm like, I don't know how much of it is from COVID. I don't know how much of it is from all the stress of everything that's been going on over the last year and a half for me. I told her that, you know, I'm like, I'm full-time taking care of my dog, which is dying. So I'm like, I'm also fatigued. I'm exhausted, you know, from doing all of this extra stressful stuff. Like, it's not just, oh, I had COVID, I got better, and I have all this stuff. It's like there's so much going on at once. I don't know what symptoms are from where. And it's like I have other health concerns, so it's like, how much of it is this? How much of it is that? Let's see. No, everything is good now. I had to start hand scrubbing everything with bleach. Ugh, that's not fun. I mean, you lost your glasses without moving at the beginning of the stream. Okay, so I did not take off my glasses at my desk. Was the problem was I thought I took my glasses off at my desk. That's not where my glasses were. But you also have to remember, I literally can't see like at all when I take my glasses off. So even if the glasses were 6 inches from my face, I wouldn't have seen them. My glasses weren't on my desk. My glasses were on the other side of the room on my bed, but my bedding is black. So when I don't have my glasses on, if I put something, like if I put my phone on my bed, I won't find my phone without my glasses. Like, that's how bad my vision is. I can't see that there's something there. So, like, cut to me usually using my hands to, like, I literally Velma Dinkley around, and I'm like, where are my glasses? Which, at night, like, that's why the only time I ever take my glasses off is, like, during a shower or if I'm sleeping. Because if I'm awake and I put my glasses down, like, not, like, I don't clip them onto my shirt, they're gone. They might as well not exist. Me playing myself by taking my glasses off not at my desk was a mistake. But hey, April Fools to me. But that's why I had such a problem finding them, because they weren't in front of me. So I thought I was just blind, because mind you, if you could see my stream setup, what's in front of me at my desk, I sit at a desk, and my desk is a light gray. So it's high contrast if I set something down. I purposefully got a light colored desk so I could see things when I put them down. So, you know, there's my monitor, which is a small flat screen TV. There's my laptop, there's my camera, there's my Elgato, there's my Switch, there's my, you know, my Stream Deck, my headset, my controller, my keyboard, my mouse, my microphone, all this shit. And then there's wires to everything. So there's wire chaos everywhere. So when I had my glasses off, I look down and all I see is black squiggles because there's just wires and shadows from the lighting. And I was like touching around all the wires trying to find my glasses, but none of the wires were my glasses. And then I was confused because I was looking around the rest of the desk and there was nothing dark on my desk. And I'm like, my glasses are black. So I'm like, where the fuck are my glasses? So then I was like, let me move my backdrop. Because mind you, my backdrop is not green screen. My backdrop is an actual physical item. So then I moved my backdrop and I started looking around the room because I'm like, did I put it where I took the mask down from? Because the mask was up on a bookshelf. I'm like, did I take it off and like put it there? I'm like, why would I have done that? Nope, I put it on my bed, but my bed is an abyss to me when I have my glasses off, so that's why I was stumbling around at the beginning of the stream trying to find my glasses like fucking Velma, so. My glasses! I can't do a thing without my glasses! So, literally me. And what's bad is, like, April knows this, but the glasses that I wear are probably, like, 10 plus years out of prescription. So, even when I'm wearing the glasses, I really can't see very well. So, like, when I wear my glasses, I have to, like, lean over my desk to look at my laptop, even though my laptop is, you know, 8 inches from my arm right now. Like, I can't read chat without, like, leaning over. So, I need new glasses. I just can't afford to go to the doctor and get new glasses. So, I'm just really fucking blind. And when the glasses are off, you better not hope the house is on fire, because I would die. I need to get fish for CJ. I have fish in storage for him. We will get some fish for him. We'll go check in at the ABD with this character. I hear you, doggos, but I'm not feeding you yet. I mean, it's technically time for you to eat, but not yet. You can wait a little bit. You won't die. I promise. You have eaten earlier today. Also, even though it was like a dumb little her kind of thing, like at least I got to test out the new overlay, because I spent so much time. I'm still having like some weirdness with it, where like it keeps confusing my camera and the Elgato as sources, even though they're set. I don't understand why it keeps switching them, but it keeps switching my camera and my Elgato. So like earlier, when I turned the stream on at the very beginning, the screen was black because it was trying to see my camera, but my camera wasn't on. And it was trying to read my Elgato, but my Elgato was not showing up. I don't know. Whole thing is stupid. All right, let's order some items. So the prom stuff is good until the end of the month, and I assume it'll change color every day. I like the party floor. The party floor is like a good usable kind of item. Also, I order a lot of this stuff for my friends who don't have who time travel. So like, if any of you are in Marcy's stream ever, Marcy yelled at me to shut the fuck up, as she said, because I accidentally lost my grandfathered in chat color. I used to have Twitch Turbo many years ago, like 7 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. And so when you're on Twitch Turbo, you can custom pick your chat handle from any hex color code, which is how I had the gray handle that people never seem to have because it's hard to see. But gray is my favorite color. So you can't get that if you're a regular Twitch member. You have to be a Twitch Turbo member. And when I was fucking around with my overlay and I was fucking around with chat and setting the chat colors and stuff, I accidentally changed my chat color. But because I was grandfathered into it, I can't get it back. So now my chat handle is bright fucking green. Because there's not a lot of options unless you have Twitch Turbo. And Marcy said she'd pay for me to have Twitch Turbo, which was really nice of her, and she doesn't need to do that. But she was like, oh no, your name, it's green. And I'm like, yes, it's green. And I'm sad, because I've had a gray name for literally as long as I've been on Twitch. Which is more, well, let's see, it's 2021, so... how long would I go if I have set that? It had to have been a long time ago. It had to have been like 7 or so years ago. Eggs are gonna be all kinds of weird places. Like in your butt. Doggo, please. Also, speaking of doggos and borks, if you were not here earlier this week, since we have bork emotes, we also have the new rip emote, the salty emote. Thank you again for the bork. And then we have bit emotes, which I freaking forgot to code one into my stream deck, so one of them is actually missing, which is the grape. I didn't freaking put the grape in, but we have grape as well. Because these are candy, by the way. They're Japanese candy. Oh my god, Jumma's gonna drive me freaking nuts. I don't expect anyone to ever get the bit emotes because, let's be real, like, as a small streamer, bits don't really, I mean, they're appreciated, but they don't really do anything. Like, I don't really get payout from Twitch often, so it's basically like, here's 50% to Twitch, and I'll get mine in, like, a couple of months, maybe. So, like, I just set the bit emote so that it wasn't empty, but I don't expect anyone to ever get those unlocked. I have this, but I don't know what the threshold for them is. You have, what do you have, the white one? Sorry, I'm blind and I'm trying to see. Yeah, you have the white one. The white one is set for... Shit, I don't remember. Does it tell me on my end? No, it does not. I don't remember what they're set at. Well, the white one I think is... I want to say is the... Is it the lower one or is it the medium one? I don't remember. I'd have to look. But yeah, April, you've done quite a bit of bidding over time. Also, I don't know... Do you only have that one or do you have other ones because they're, Oh my fucking god. She's literally right behind me. Okay, she's not gonna let me ignore her, so give me a minute to, Ah, jeez. Thank you, Christian, for the bits. I'm gonna be right back in 1 second. Let me deal with her because she's deaf and I can't just, like, tell her to go shut the fuck up. Okay. Sorry about that. She is, like, losing her mind. And I don't even get it. Because I took her outside before the stream. Make sure that everyone went outside. Pardon my loud noise, hopefully. Very rarely do I buy soda, so I bought little tiny mini Cokes with my Easter candy today. Little 6-pack of the little mini Cokes. I love the little mini cans, man. That's like the size they should be. Keeps me from drinking like 2 liters of soda in one day or something. Because it's like, I don't drink soda often, but then when I do drink soda, I'm like, soda! Ah. And it's like, terrible. And obviously it's not healthy, so like, I try not to buy it often, but if I buy a little 6-pack of mini Cokes, at least even if I drink them all in like a week, it's not a lot of soda. Ugh, I don't want it. I don't want it. But yeah, so let's see. Okay, other dog is behind me, but she's quiet, so that's fine. Too much chaos. Too much chaos in this house. I don't think there should be any new Easter recipes, right? Bunny Day fencing, I already got that. And then Pretty Tulip Wreath, already got that too. So these can get dropped off for my other character. And then I need to put stuff in storage. All this shit needs to go into storage. And I need to assess all these freaking fossils that have been piling up. I am kind of sad that they did away with April Fool's Day. Oh, my pockets are already full. Yeah, I don't know if I'm, do I have room for any leaf eggs? Yes, I have room for leaf eggs. Hope maybe next year they'll bring it back. I know that they said that they have like years worth of updates to put out. I just wish that some things had been like hard-coded in. Like, I think the holidays should be hard-coded in. I think the NPC characters that are like special villagers should be hard-coded in. That kind of stuff. Do I have room for bamboo? Yes, I do. Okay. Okay, let me go drop some of the stuff off in storage. Should talk to some of these folks over here. Ooh, Coke kind of tastes funky. Hopefully it's full of poison. Hey, a gold balloon right after a regular balloon? Nice. I'm glad that they're at least interspersing the balloons with not just all being Easter egg type. I do like that they heavily nerfed the Easter event, and if you don't want to participate, like, you don't have to participate. Like, they made it so that it doesn't fully overlap Hanami season like it did last year. Because I think people were pissed that it was overlapped completely. So this year, obviously, Bunny Day only runs until this upcoming Sunday, and then Hanami season continues. So you have Hanami season without Bunny Day on top of it, which is nice. That horrible shot. Not that I can pick it up. Why did I pick it up? Okay, to storage, which at least we made a shortcut to storage. That's my shortcut to storage right there. Shiblam. Into my arcade. This is all for cataloging later. And crafting stuff. I'm probably not gonna put the eggs into storage. I'm probably gonna leave them out. I don't know why I picked them up. I should have left them in town square. But, whatever. Captain's hat. This is all the candy we bought. Right. Off to get my Outer Worlds going. Take care, nerds. Okay, bye, Christian. Have fun. If you're still on later, we'll raid you. I don't know how long you plan to stream for. Okay. Okay. I don't think do I have eggs in storage? That's actually a good question. I don't think I do, but I will check just in case. Marcy was like, I gotta hit you up with a list of items that I'm missing from time traveling. And I'm like, okay. Well, let me know. Because I have plenty of most things. I don't think I have any extra eggs in storage. I think I got rid of them all last year. I think I just straight up sold them. Straight up sold them. Yep. Okay, so let's go back to the town square. So, depending on what you guys want, tonight, I'm probably going to do, let's see, we've been going for about an hour. I'm probably going to do, like, let's see, it's 6 o'clock. I might see, excuse me. We'll probably do a second game or something else after Animal Crossing. It's not going to just be Animal Crossing all night. So you guys can let me know what you want. I know we've been back to doing chat plays recently, which has been fun, especially since we got a secret robot orgy ending last time, which was pretty fun. Not kid-friendly. If you guys want to do some chat plays tonight, because again, my schedule for tomorrow through the end of next week is going to be a little bit of a hot mess. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to have normal stream slots next week. It's kind of pending on the house schedule. I have a Discord message. Let me check this to make sure it's nothing important. Because I don't get Discord messages often. Outside of me and April chatting. Let's see. Okay. It's about medical stuff. It's fine. So yeah, if you guys want anything specific tonight, you can let me know. Because there is probably no... How did I do the how? There is probably no stream tomorrow, so I would love to say that there's going to be one tomorrow, but I don't think there is. The other people I live with are getting their second dose of the vaccine tonight at some point, separately of each other, and when they got their first dose, they got really sick, like bedridden, high fever, really, like, well, sick feeling, I should say. You don't actually get sick, obviously, from the vaccine. But as people who have had COVID, you tend to get a lot of the similar symptoms back when you get the vaccine. So they preemptively took off tomorrow so that they don't feel like shit and have to go to work, because they're both essential workers. So I'm probably not going to be able to stream tomorrow unless they magically don't feel like shit and they go out and, like, don't stay home. Which is a possibility and might happen, but probably won't. So preemptively, I'm saying probably no stream tomorrow. There are obviously on the weekends I never can stream because of the schedule issues. And then hopefully next week it'll be kind of clear to stream mostly normal schedule. Playing it by ear for the moment. So tonight is at least certain. I have a message from my pharmacy. Wow, okay, that was quick. Usually it takes them, like, days to fill shit. They were like, hey, your prescription's ready. I'm like, wow. They just called that in, like, right before stream. And it's ready quick. But I'm not going right now, and they close soon. So I'll just pick it up tomorrow, maybe. That's fine. I don't need it right this moment. I'll survive one whole night. Or will I? Maybe I'll implode. Not even an egg, it was a fossil. So yeah, probably in about, maybe sooner, but maybe in about an hour-ish, we'll switch over to another game or to another thing. We can do more Katamari, since I actually cleared a few levels last time instead of just failing horrifically and laughing like a crazy person that I was losing my mind. We can do some chat plays, we can do some whatever else I've got. We can do some ooblets, we can do whatever. I have not played any ooblet. What is wrong with me? Why can I not hit I never have a problem, only on stream. I swear this never happens. my main goal for tomorrow through Monday is just, like, to survive 2 people that I do not want to be trapped in a house with, both simultaneously being off for an extended period of time, because they took the entire, like, long weekend off between the holiday and getting their vaccination. So, assuming nobody comes home early from work sick tonight, it's gonna be a long weekend for me. So, I was laughing when my doctor was like, how's the household situation been going? How's been the relationships? And I'm like, fucking worse than ever. Thanks for asking. And she was shocked. I was like, have you not seen what has gone on in USA in the last 14 or so months? Like, have you not seen the division of people? Like, when you live with people that don't get along with you, and then the world catches on fire, they get along with you a lot less. Like, it didn't get better, it got worse. Who are you fooling? I'm like, what kind of fantasy world do you live in? You can tell you're not a psychologist because, Jesus. Let's see, I'm probably not going to be super available for chat plays, but I'll hang out either way, and I'm down for Ooblets or Cat Mario, so, yeah. I know that usually Cap is usually off in the evenings, so I know she's lurking right now, but she can always let me know if she wants to do something. Obviously, a one-person chat plays. If you're lurking right now, anyone and you're new and you're not familiar, chat plays is we play Monster Prom or Monster Camp, and I let you guys steer the ship. I don't make the calls. You make the calls, which gets us both good and bad results depending on what y'all pick. Because some people know how the game dynamic works and some people don't, and that kind of leads itself to some chaos. I'll be around as much as I can, but I'm trying hard to do this new work. So yeah, do your work stuff. Never put stream before work. Work is always more important. Family is always more important. Bills are always more important. While I appreciate people hanging out in chat and stuff, obviously, never feel bad if life is going on, because I would much rather you have life going on and being productive and stuff than sitting and watching Twitch. And some people just want to choose absolute chaos. Yes, that too. Or cause absolute chaos, pardon me. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't read my chat. I'm blind. Let's see. Welcome to the museum. Blah, blah, blah. Let's assess some fossils. Blah, blah, blah. We have so many stacked fossils to get rid of. I'm just going to sell all of them, so it doesn't matter too much. I don't remember if I caught up on Critical Role. I'm just now realizing it's Thursday, and I don't remember if I finished last week's episode. I don't think I did. Oops. Oh no, I made it to break and then I think I paused it. Shit. So I'm behind again. I was all caught up, and then I'm behind again. Listen, I live on the East Coast of the US, and it's hard to watch Critical Role live because it starts at 10 o'clock my time, and then the average episode is 4 hours long, if not longer. Like, there was an episode recently that was 5.5 hours, and I'm like, that's 3:30 in the fucking morning. Like, I'm not staying up to watch Critical Role when I've been up all day doing stuff. Like, I'm tired. I want to lay down. Like, as much as I want to watch it live, it's hard. And then usually, when they do the rerun, which is the next day, is usually when I'm streaming, so I usually miss the rerun also. So I usually end up watching it the following week on YouTube. No spoilers, obviously, but it has been fucking wild, and I do think they're lurking upon the final act of if not already in the final act of the story for Campaign 2. It's been very good, very emotional, but some very good badass moments as well. I'm excited to start maybe this weekend because I won't have a lot of stream time or recording time available. I'm hoping to start the new anime for Anime Book Club this weekend. One of them I think is 13 episodes if I remember correctly, so it's kind of short. It's another short one. The short version of the synopsis for Haven't You Heard My Name is Sakamoto, and I think I heard about this one via a podcast a while back, is that it's a dude who's too perfect to the point where the other boys in school try to fuck him up and ruin his day and embarrass him and make him get hurt, and they kind of try to sabotage his life as much as possible, but he's so perfect that every single instance he just magically pulls off. Just somehow he just Like, they try to, like, trip him or throw him downstairs, and he manages to look even cooler. Like, he just, like, is so smooth. So, that's like a 13-episode series, so I'm excited to check that out. Because I'm assuming it's kind of funny. It looks kind of funny. I don't think it's, like, violent or sexual or anything like that. I had mentioned on stream the other day that I had attempted to start watching JoJo, but I don't like the graphic part of the violence, at least in season 1 and 2. And it's pretty fucking graphic. I'm only 2 episodes in, and I'm like, I literally screamed at my fucking TV because I was like not expecting it. I guess if you're expecting something to be violent and it's violent, I was not expecting it. And so then shit started hitting the fan, and I was like screaming like I was in a horror movie against my will. So, and what's bad is it's not even like a horror show. It's just violent. But it's the way the violence is handled that it's just like, nope, I'm good. Like, I don't mind the punching and the fighting and the, you know, people getting stabbed or whatever. But there's some graphic instances, even in the first 2 episodes. And I'm like, and I heard, like, my friends who have watched the show are like, it only gets worse. It ain't getting better. That's nothing compared to what happens. And I'm like, fuck me, man. Like, and it's so funny because, like, it also brought back, like, you ever, like, have things from, like, childhood that you don't think about for a long fucking time, and then something random jogs your memory of it? So, I mean, spoilers, I guess, if you care and you've never watched JoJo. I mean, JoJo's, like, what, like 20, 30 years old now? It's not a new thing. And obviously it's super popular, and most people who watch anime have either seen it or read the books. But, so, like, one of the main things around at least the beginning story, I don't know how much it's important throughout the whole thing, is like this Aztec, or I think it's Aztec mask, and it looks like a stone carved mask, and it's, you know, nothing exciting looking, it's just a stone mask. And the first JoJo in the series, I guess, goes to school to learn about, like, archaeology. Like, that's what he majors in, is archaeology in college, and he's like studying this mask that's been handed down through his family and everything, and like, what is its past, and what are its secrets, and why do people care about this mask so much? And there's like, he's doing all this research, and then his nemesis finds it and is like, well, obviously if he's been doing all this research, it must be important, it must be powerful, or it must be worth money, or, you know, whatever. And I think he thinks it's gonna kill somebody, or it's gonna like suck their fucking life out of them, or I don't know what he thinks it's gonna do, if it's gonna like impale them. Oh yeah, he thinks it's gonna impale them, is like what he thinks, is like these spikes come out of the back of it when blood touches it, and he's like, oh, well, it's probably gonna like just go through this guy's brain and kill him. And so he puts it on a random thug in a street fight, the bad guy, that is, and sure enough, these spikes come out and go through this guy's head, and like, the, you know, the dude collapses, and he's like, huh, well, it's just a stupid like torture device for like sickos, and that was no fun because it just killed the guy instantly. And then he turns around to walk away, and the guy gets up, and it's like made him into like this vampire zombie-esque monster, and now he's like super powerful and immortal, and he like, trigger warning, fucking gross, he like starts choking him with his hands, like the quote-unquote dead dude. He starts choking the bad guy with his hands, but then instead of just like biting his neck or like sucking his blood, his fingers go through his fucking flesh of his neck, and he starts draining his blood out of his neck through his fucking fingers or some shit. And he's like holding this dude up and like screaming about being thirsty, but instead of like an American vampire like chomping on a motherfucker and eating him, he like is digging his fingers through his fucking flesh. And I'm like screaming unexpectedly at my television. Because I'm a big fucking body horror, like, phobe. And I'm like, oh no, bitch. Like, it's bad enough the thing went through the dude's head. Now he's fucking turned into this monster, and all this gross shit is happening, and it's super, like, you know, zoomed in and graphic, and the noises, and I'm just like, nope. Like, do not want. So, I don't know. Like, I know there's a slightly censored version on Crunchyroll of the first season. I don't know how censored it is. Some people have said it is not very censored. That, like, some parts are just cut a little bit. I don't know how cut is cut. I have not watched the censored version. I'm watching the regular version. I don't know. Like, my other friend told me, who's watched the whole thing, is like, oh, you can you can skip to season 3. You don't need to watch the first 2 seasons because it doesn't stay that graphic the whole time. Like, there's violence and stuff, but it's not like that horror movie graphic the whole time. And I was like, well, I don't want to miss the plot because of like this. If the first 2 seasons lay out the plot for the entire show, like, I don't want to, and it's over 100 episodes. Like, I don't want to miss, you know, what the base plot of this is. As much as I don't want to look at it, I'm like, can I just close my eyes and watch it? He laughed. I'm like, because I don't want to watch that. Like, I don't like watching people being tortured, even if it's animated. Like, I know it's not real. I'm not stupid. But it's like, it's just very graphic in the way it's handled. Because it's like, you watch something like Dragon Ball Z, which is like basically for children. And obviously Dragon Ball Z is technically violent. It's people fighting and killing each other and blasting laser beams at each other and shooting people into space and people getting cut in half and eaten alive and all kinds of shit. But it's not graphic. You know, like a 10-year-old watches Dragon Ball Z. And, you know, they're just like, oh, this is badass. Like, they're fighting. You know, it's like a fighting video game. Closing your eyes is probably the worst because it's all about the sound. Well, so part of it... So I think part of the thing with the closing the eyes is it's in Japanese, right? And even though I'm learning Japanese, I do not speak Japanese yet. So when I close my eyes and people are screaming about things going on, I don't know what they're saying. So I don't even know, like, it's one thing when you watch an American horror movie and people are screaming things, like, in a scene, and you're like, oh, shit, oh, shit. It's like, nope, it's just some people yelling in a language I don't understand enough to even know what's going on. I just hear either gross sounds or vague screaming or screaming of specific things that I don't understand. I just made myself shiver. So that's the one thing is like when I see something about to happen, because like even the first real fight scene in the show, so again, spoilers if you want to watch the show and care, in the very first like fight, it's a fist fight, you know, like in a boxing club basically, and the one dude who's the villain, and they make this guy like one of the most hateable characters like in the first 7 minutes of the show. He kills a dog, he fucking beats a woman, he fucking cheats and ruins a dude's life. I mean, he's a total scumlord. He's like one of the worst villains I've seen in a show in one episode of watching a show. But they get into like a fist fighting match in a street fighting club basically, and they're wearing like boxing like lightweight boxing gloves, I guess, because they're not like regular boxing gloves. And they go to spar, and there's tons of people watching and everything. Like it's a big group thing with all the dudes, and they're out in this field, and they start, you know, fist fighting, and the one dude's like dodging all the moves, and then the one dude goes to hit him in the face, and when he hits him in the face, there's like a pause in the action, and he like internally monologues the bad guy, and he's like, I'm gonna gouge his eyes out, and he moves his thumb and purposely pushes his thumb through the fucking the good guy's eyeball. Like, nobody catches him doing it because he's like blocking the view with his glove, but he like puts his thumb through the dude's eye. Now, mind you, I have a massive fucking eyeball trauma phobia. Like, that is top 3. You want to fuck me up, like literally, like fuck me up? Show me fucked up eyeball shit. It'll do it. So which is why I don't watch a lot of horror movies, because a lot of horror movies know that doing stuff to eyeballs ruins a lot of people. It's a common kind of phobia. So he like gouges the dude's eye with his thumb in the first like fucking 10 minutes of the show, and nobody sees it. And then when everyone's, you know, congratulating him on winning the fight, the other guy, of course, who's like down on the ground, his eyeball bleeding, is like, this motherfucker did it on purpose. Like, he knows that it was on purpose. And then he's like, you know, it's like this whole fucking thing. And I'm just like, man, like, even that's bad enough, because it's like, this person is like, they're not even just like a rival. Like in anime, it's kind of common to have like a rival, or you have like a global threat, or you have like an evil corporation, you know, like there's kind of tropes that are kind of common when it comes to action-y kind of shows. But to have somebody who like is straight up evil, like sick in their fucking head kind of evil, like this bad guy is like, he's going out of his way to like make up lies, to ruin people's lives, to manipulate, to steal, to kill people. And he's like not even out of college yet. He's a young man. And it's like, fuck, man, like they make you hate this dude so fucking much, and it's been 10 minutes. It's not even till when they're adults yet. Because of course they time jump, and then they're in college, and then they time jump again and they're adults or whatever. And then the show continues with their relatives, because like each arc of the story is different members of the family line. Because I guess it's like a sort of genetic rivalry between them or some shit. I don't know. But it's just like, oh my god, like the visual. I will say, I get why people love the visuals of the show because the art style is definitely super unique. Like, I know a lot of people are like, anime, it all looks the fucking same. And a lot of anime does look very similar, but like if you watch a lot of anime, you'll start recognizing different artists, or same with manga. Like if you read manga, you'll recognize different artists. Just like American comic books, everyone has their own style. And like the people who do the art for JoJo and like the other spin-off of JoJo that the name I cannot remember right now, but there is another show that people are memeing the hell out of right now. Like the art style is fucking cool. Like it's just unique, you know? You can instantly tell what show it's from by the art style. Like, all the violence and shit aside. And it's funny because, like, all the memes that came from JoJo are not violent. So I never knew that JoJo was super violent. Because there's so many memes. Like, even as somebody who had never watched the show, I see the memes everywhere. And, like, I'll cruise on Etsy and there's fucking JoJo memes. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch the fucking show already. And then I was screaming at my TV like a crazy person. So, I don't know. Me and graphic stuff doesn't get along, even if it's animated. I thought maybe because it was animated I would be able to handle it better. Nope. I think I have an overactive, like what I would consider an overactive empathic imagination is the best way to phrase it. I'm sure there's a term for that, but that's how I think about it, because that's the reason I can't watch it. It's not because like, oh, I think it's real and I can't separate that it's not real. It's more that, like, I imagine the pain of whatever the action is, or I imagine the sensation. And not, like, willingly, like, it's just, like, my brain auto-defaults to, like, oh, God. And then, like, I'm up at night thinking about it and shit. That's, like, why I don't watch that kind of stuff. Because, like, yeah, it's a cartoon. It's not real people. This isn't happening to a real person. Obviously, if it's happening to a real person, that's fucking horrible, but these are cartoon characters. They're not real people. They don't have feelings. Blah, blah, blah. But my brain's just like, all we see is the action. We don't see that it's not real. We see something horrible happening and our brain is doing the rest. What's the other one? Wood egg. Do I not have any other wood eggs? Have I not been getting wood eggs yet? Or am I just not seeing it? Oh, let me stack these leaves. Anyways, it's enough of my rambling about gore, but that's why I'll never make a long show like JoJo, an anime book club show, because it's just too long for people to binge. I mean, obviously some people binge shows like that, but it's over 100 episodes, so I wouldn't, and it's kind of like heavy in terms of like the content, so I wouldn't make a show like that an anime book club recommendation. If you want to watch it on your own, obviously you're free to. No one's stopping you. But it won't be an assignment. And just like I put on the coffee post for this month, there is extra credit this month for Anime Book Club, which is if you have Netflix, or if you want to have Netflix, to watch The Way of the House Husband, which is about a former Yakuza boss who basically becomes a stay-at-home husband. There was a popular manga series. I haven't read it yet, and there is also a live-action show that was done about it. So now there's an anime coming out, and I don't know how many episodes it is because I don't think Netflix posted yet how many episodes it is. So I don't know. I don't think it'll be super long because Netflix tends to do like, you know, a season or whatever. So it comes out on April 8th, so it's not out today, so you can't start it yet. But I'm assuming it's a comedy. I don't know the rating of it. I'm sure Netflix will have a rating because it's Netflix, and Netflix tends to put ratings. Crunchyroll and other apps don't always put ratings on anime, so it's kind of hard to tell you ratings of shows, especially ones that I haven't watched yet. Obviously, I haven't watched that one because it hasn't come out yet. But the trailer looked good, so I'm interested to check it out. So that's the extra credit for... yeah, my brain loves doing that. Okay, but what if it was real? Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like... So, many years ago, I don't remember what year the movie came out, but when the Hellboy movie, the first Hellboy movie came out, I was very excited because I was a big comic book nerd in my youth. I kind of fell off just because I couldn't afford comic books anymore, but like when I was young, I read a lot of comic books and kind of kept up with it before, you know, movies were really a thing. Like now I'm like, oh, I keep up with the superhero movies, kind of, and that's about as close as I get. I can't afford to keep up with as many comic books as I would like to. I know there's like some comic book online services that you can do legally. Like Marvel has a service that you can like pay a fee, and you have like access to all the digital comics. But I like physical comics, you know. It's just like physical books. There's a feeling to it, and it's not just like about collecting. It's something cool. But and also like comic book store culture, especially locally. We have a very big comic book store. But anyways, when the Hellboy movie came out, like I knew about the characters of Hellboy because it's a comic book, and I had read comics, and I had exposure to Hellboy stuff before the movie came out. And then they started releasing like teaser images and trailers and stuff, and I was like, oh, I never thought about this being a problem in film format. Carl Cronin, like, really, and especially because it was live action, like, obviously, I'm aware it's a fictional character, and he's makeup, and it's, they made really cool, what do you call it, like, automated prosthetics for him, and actually, if you watch the behind the scenes, it's fucking, like, next level. No, you're not gonna change your saying. Like, they use a Wacom tablet, like a drawing tablet, to control his prosthetic hands and shit, which is, like, fucking crazy for that day and age of practical tech. But, you know, his story is that he, you know, as a Nazi experimenter and stuff, he, like, removed his own eyelids and lips and shit, and he was basically, like, a pickled corpse, give or take, is the nicest way to word it. And, you know, they talk about this in the movie. You know, obviously I knew about it before the movie, but they talked about it in the movie, and they, like, you know, obviously you see him unmasked and up close, and he's very graphically, you know, done up makeup-wise and prosthetic-wise and shit. And, just like him having, like, his lips removed and his eyelids removed, especially with, like, how creepy he was, like, movement-wise, I was, like, I could not sleep for, like, fucking days. Because, like, every time I went to go to bed, like, I just saw his face in my fucking head. And, like, again, like, in a cartoon, it's kind of one thing. You can kind of separate, like, this is a drawn picture. And, like, I've drawn Carl Cronin before. Like, you know. But it's, like, fuck, man. Like, seeing it, like, as a person walking around in a movie, I was like, meh. Like, no. Do not want. So, it's such a weird thing. Because, like, I would love to know, like, I would love to have, like, gotten to the point in psychology in university of knowing, like, why some people can see graphic stuff and be kind of okay, or, like, watch a movie and, like, their brain is just, like, it just shuts off and it's, like, entertainment. Or, like, why some people can't watch a horror movie because it's too scary, or because certain things, you know, are they're phobic to, or they have triggers of, or whatever. I don't know how or why body horror became such a thing for me, but it really was. And, like, in high school, my friend used to make me watch Japanese horror movies, which are probably the worst offenders, at least back in the early 2000s, for body horror, before America really hopped on that bus. And, man, like, bad times. There is a dog under my desk. Where are you? I hear you clicking around. Where did you go? Okay, you're over there. Don't want her to get hurt. I'm like, oh, there's a dog under here. There's not a lot of space. But yeah, like, I don't know what it is. Like, body horror just really fucking gets me. And even, like, in drawing format, like body horror of specific types can really fuck me up. The first time I read, and if I had known about it ahead of time, I probably wouldn't have read it. But I think this was before I really understood that I had a body horror phobia. I think I just thought that, like, I was scared of scary movies. I didn't think it translated to, like, comics or, you know, cartoon shows and stuff like that, because this was a long time ago. But I read The Fault of I think it's called The Fault of Amigara, if I'm remembering correctly. I might be misremembering that. It's pretty famous. I mean, if you Google Fault of blank, Google will fill it in. It's a manga, and I don't remember if it was who even wrote it or illustrated it, but it's a short read on this, like, I think they're a journalist or something, and a fault opens up at, like, this construction site, and people are, like, weirdly drawn to it, and so they go to investigate it, and then they get weirdly drawn to it, and then you start finding out that, like, these people are being drawn into these cracks that have grown in this mountain, and they keep chanting a specific phrase, which I'm not going to say, because every time somebody says it, I like have fucking war flashbacks basically. But you know, they go into the cracks, and basically like as they push through these cracks, it like crushes their bodies into like they push further than where they could realistically fit, like a real like what a real person could fit through, and like they come out like all like fucking string goo monsters at the other end, and like chanting this fucking like phrase, and it's just like I was literally like sobbing, breakdown, panic attack, fucking collapse when I read that the first time. And then, so like I couldn't stop thinking about it, of course, because when you have fucking brain problems and you read something that fucks you up that bad, it's all you fucking think about. And then, of course, because it's a meme, like you'd go on a website and like Hot Topic would be selling like a fucking couch cushion that has the fucking picture on it, and I would be like, literally having a full-blown fucking breakdown over seeing a fucking pillow, as dumb as that fucking sounds. And like for the longest time, like anywhere you went, like every store had merch of it. Like there was t-shirts, there was fucking, you know, little figurines, there was, you know, all kinds of shit, prints and posters, and like, so for the longest time, like somebody would be like, oh, hey, did you see this thing? And like I would just be like, no, like, or like I would be listening to a podcast or watching a show or something on YouTube, and like somebody would start to bring it up or start to make a reference, and I would just be like shutting my laptop, like, nope, do not want. And it's like, it's so stupid because, like I said, like obviously it's drawings, it's not real life, I understand that, but my brain just goes like, it just goes like next level with it. And it's funny because years ago, Eli Roth, who is a torture porn horror movie director, if you're unfamiliar somehow with his work, he's done like, you know, movies like Hostel and Cabin Fever, and you know, he's worked on things like Inglourious Bastards, and he works with Quentin Tarantino a lot. But he did a documentary series years ago. I don't remember what year it was, but it was quite a number of years ago. Because if you didn't know, Eli Roth's parents are both psychologists. And when he was a kid, you know, he would go to see a horror movie, you know, back in like the 80s, and he was terrified. Like he hated horror movies. He said that when he went and saw Alien, you know, the movie Alien that everyone knows, cult classic, he threw up in the movie theater. That's how scared and upset he was watching Alien. And so when he got older and he was doing like other jobs and stuff, you know, he started getting into horror movies as an adult, but like he couldn't watch horror movies or scary movies of any kind, or like graphic movies like Alien, or like something bursting out of your chest or whatever. Like it made him fucking actually physically ill. And then he started working on movies, and he realized that like when he made movies, he didn't feel that way. Like he could make this super graphic movie, and it didn't make him upset, but like he couldn't go watch a horror movie. Like he couldn't go watch somebody make that movie. You know what I mean? So then he did this documentary series where he went to a bunch of specialists, and they ran like all kinds of unique scans on his brain and like did different psychological tests on him. And one of the things they did was they put him in a machine. I don't remember if it was like a CAT scan or an MRI or something along those lines. And they showed him inside the machine a series of images, of good images, like nice, happy images of people like being happy, or cute things like puppies. And then they would show him images of like real life violence or injuries or like war pictures or just different kinds of what are real life troubling images. And his brain like literally shut off partially when he would view the troubling imagery. And when they were done doing the test, the doctor was like, this is super, super uncommon. He says, because generally when this part of your brain shuts off, that's what makes a psychopath. Like if this part of your brain does not work properly, you're a psychopath. That's what literally makes a psychopath, or like a serial killer, or, you know, somebody who does horrible things to people, you know? And they were like, but your brain doesn't work like that all the time. Like if we run a normal scan on you, your brain is perfectly fine and healthy. And it's like his brain has found a way to literally shut off the empathy, like the empathic part of his brain, when he looks at graphic imagery, so he can make horror movies and not be bothered by like writing these scripts or, you know, directing these scenes or, you know, whatever, or being in scenes, because obviously he's been in movies too, and he does, you know, graphic shit obviously he's probably, I would say nowadays, most famous for his part as the Bear Jew in Inglourious Bastards, where he beats Nazis to death with a baseball bat and screams the entire time, which I will say was very hot. But graphic but hot, which probably says something about me, but I blame it on being Jewish, because watching anyone beat a Nazi to death with a baseball bat into a pudding is pretty pleasing. But like, he literally like coined the term part-time psychopath, because literally like they had never really tested this kind of thing before. Like, obviously they've done brain scans on people who have, you know, different mental illnesses, and they find, you know, that's how they diagnose things a lot of the times with stuff like that, because they can go, oh, we can tell by looking at your MRI or your CAT scan or whatever, like, what is wrong with your brain. But when you're a normal, just average Joe person, like, they've never thought to, like, be like, why can this person look at this super intense, over-the-top gore and not be bothered or, you know, turned off by it or whatever? So they did all of this, and they did, like, a whole documentary series on it, and it was on TV on, like, Discovery Channel or something years ago. I don't remember if it's online anywheres to watch, because I remember I watched it online, but this was many years ago. You can probably Google it if you're interested. But they also do some other stuff in the documentary where, like, they reenact some old psychological studies with modern day stuff to see if people still react the same with how many changes have happened in the world, and people still kind of like react horribly to a lot of psychological experiments. Like they choose to be like hurtful over like not taking orders kind of deals, you know what I mean? So it's an interesting series. But it's one of those things where it's like, let's see what treasures he's selling. This has been a very rambly stream. I'm sorry. Game-wise, not productive, but this is just kind of chill talk time, I guess. It's been a long day over here. But let's see. What do you got, Pietro? Flower sunglasses. What else you got? Garbage can. I want your fucking garbage can. Sell me a garbage can. Come on. What else you got? Something good? Microwave. What's the last item? Elegant hat. I'm trying to remember what the fucking elegant hat is. I'll take it. You're not going back outside. Stop barking. Be rid of this curse. Oh, great. I got a cursed hat. What is this? What we do in the shadows? It's not a cursed hat. It's a beautiful hat. You're just jealous. Okay. Elegant hat. I'm trying to remember which one the elegant hat is. Oh my, it's like a church lady hat. I wasn't expecting that. Oh boy. But anyways, yeah, it's such a weird thing, because I feel like when I was younger I was able to watch more graphic stuff, and I don't know if it's like the state of my mental health affecting it, or if it's just like when I was younger I was like, I don't know, it's just such a weird thing, because like there's a handful of like scary / horror movies that I like. There's certain levels of violence or gore that I can handle in a movie, but there's just a lot of things nowadays that like I can't handle. And like I have no shame in saying that. Like, you know, obviously when you're younger, like your friends kind of like bully you a little bit for like being a big baby or whatever. But listen, I'm a grown-ass adult and I'm not paying to go see a movie that's gonna like make me cry. like not like that. I don't mind crying like a sentimental cry over a movie, but I don't want to cry because I'm having a fucking anxiety attack in a movie theater. It's like, what's another movie that recently made me kind of fucked up, but in a weird way? I had a massive anxiety attack both watching The Witch and The Babadook, which, like, I think the only reason The Babadook kind of got to me was because it was about grief about the boy's father, and like it wasn't that long after my dad died, so I think that one kind of got to me just on an emotional level. And it wasn't like, the movie's not scary. There's only a tiny bit of violence in that movie. Like, it is not a violent movie at all. Spoiler alert, the dog dies. Not in a nice way. Not that there's any nice way, but you know what I mean. Like, there's violence in the movie, but it's not like over the top violent. It's like just a few instances of it. It's more what I would consider ambient horror, which is like it's very suspenseful, and it gives you the overwhelming sense of like looming doom, if that makes sense. So like I watched The Babadook at home, and everyone at the time, you know, it had won every award on the face of fucking earth, so I was like, well, it's got to be fucking good. It's winning awards like literally all over the planet. I'm like, how bad can this fucking movie be if every fucking festival is giving it like top awards? So I was like, sure, I'll check out this movie. So, you know, I was watching it, and I was like, okay, it's not really violent, but like just the soundtrack and the level of like, it builds anxiety really easily. So if you're prone to anxiety, it's not the greatest movie to watch. I had to pause it partway through, and I literally like sat on my floor and just like had an anxiety attack. And then when I was done having an anxiety attack, I went back to finishing the movie. But when I watched The Witch, and I have never had more of a serendipitous pausing of a movie in my life. But so I was watching The Witch, because again, everyone said it was like one of the greatest movies. It was so amazing. It was so good. And like visually, it looked fucking amazing too. And I was like, okay, I kind of know how this is going to go plot-wise, like overall. But I didn't know like the details. Like I kind of had been spoiled for the ending. So I was like, okay, I'll check this out. And aesthetically, was very much my jam. Was very cool. You know, very desaturated, a period piece. I was like, okay, you know, it seemed pretty decent in terms of being a period piece. And like there's a scene like where things are starting to build up pressure-wise in the movie. And again, it's like an ambient kind of horror where it builds that anxiety. And I paused it because my anxiety was getting so bad. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let this go any further. I'm just going to stop. And so I stopped it. And then I was like, I'm just going to go on to like Wikipedia and look at the plot and just see what I'm missing. Because I was just pretty far into the movie, I think. And it turns out I had paused the movie like 10 seconds before an eye gouging scene. And I would have been hysterical had I seen the eye gouging scene. Because me and eye gougings in like movies and TV don't go well. I think people who watch stuff with me assume I'm like putting on a production when something like that happens. Nope, it is a pure guttural reaction of like, and again, I don't know how that became a thing for me, but like my eye trauma phobia is really bad. When I watched Game of Thrones, I had never read the books because I wanted to read the books after the books were finished. I didn't want to like start the books and then have to wait 10 years to like read a book. So I was like, I'll wait till the books are finished. Well, the one thing about not reading the books before going into a TV show is, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. And if you're not watching with people who have read the books, which I wasn't, I was only watching with other people who had only seen the show, you don't know what's going to happen. And there's a pretty famous eye gouging scene in Game of Thrones. And when I say I sobbed and screamed, like, I'm not exaggerating. Actually, somebody was there to fucking look at me like I was crazy. But I'm like, nope, that is top tier shit for me. So, you know. I was like, thankfully that didn't happen too much on Game of Thrones. There was a lot of like, oh shit kind of violent moments on Game of Thrones, you know, where you kind of were like, did that just happen kind of shit? But like, the eye gouging really fucked me up. I think that was the only thing on Game of Thrones that actually fucked me up in terms of violence. Like, even the dude getting his nipple cut off, like, that was like an oh shit kind of moment, but it happened so fast that it was like, what? Like, people getting their hands cut off, people getting their heads cut off, like, okay, like, you kind of expect stuff like that in a medieval, fantasy, heavy, dark HBO kind of show. But fuck, man, like the eye gouging scene, that one got me. There was a few that got me, but that was definitely the worst. And I remember I worked at the office at the time of Game of Thrones being out. So, of course, a lot of people at the office always talked about Game of Thrones, you know, during the weekday. They'd be like, hey, did you watch Game of Thrones this week? And, like, or they'd be pulling up clips on their computer to show other people. And, like, the week after that one happened, I, like, had to avoid everyone because everyone kept pulling it up to show people. And I was like, let's see, I only made it through, I think, one episode, and it was too much for me. It is very graphic. It is very, sexual assault heavy for no good reason, I will say. I mean, I get that it's a fantasy story. I get that it's TV, and I get that it's, like, medieval, you know, like, we're claiming the women as property, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, it was excessive. You know, like, you can imply it without making me watch it kind of deal. And I get that they, like, part of it is, like, them trying to make you hate a character, which I understand. Like, when a bad guy does something really bad, everyone kind of is on the same ship of, like, this is bad guy. That other thing he did was okay, but this is bad. like, kind of deal. And it's just, yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, if you're not into, like, a lot of violence or sexual-based stuff, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know if anyone... So some things, you know, people timestamp, like, a lot of shows like that where they're like, you can skip through here if you don't want to see this, or, like, there's a trigger warning for this kind of thing, but there's a lot in Game of Thrones. Like, you'd have to miss a decent chunk of shit. It's not even like, it gets any better throughout the seasons. So, in terms of the violence or sexual stuff. So, you know, I don't know how it is in comparison to the books. But also reading a book and watching a visual of two live-action people doing a thing are also very different. Let's see. Like you said, though, I'm not using my time to watch something that makes me feel shitty. There are plenty of horror movies that I love, but there are plenty that aren't worth my time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, it's just, like, I want to watch JoJo, but it's, like, I'm not going to watch all this body horror, graphic violence in a cartoon. You know, it's like if it takes me 5 years to watch fucking JoJo's, I guess that's what's going to fucking happen because... I want to watch it because the story is very interesting to me. But at the same time, I don't want to watch some of the shit that's going on. And thankfully, like, my friend told me it doesn't stay that way the whole show. But, like, I went onto IMDb and I looked at, like, the spoiler page where it's like, what is this rated? Like, what's the parents' rating on this? And the list is so fucking long. You keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And it's, like, every specific instance of, like, sex or drugs or alcohol or violence. And it's mostly violence, mind you. Like, I don't think there's much or any sex in the show that's really shown, as far as I'm aware. But, like, I literally was just scrolling through some of the violence, and it's like, this dude grabs a dude's head and he rips his head in half, like, sideways. And it's like, with his bare hands. This dude rips out a dude's eyeball. This dude does this with a dude. And I'm like, just reading it was too much. Let's see. A former friend once tried to give me shit for not liking dark and gritty or otherwise miserable and depressing movies. Yeah, man, like, if you don't like that shit, don't force yourself to watch it. It's not worth it. Like, there's so much media out there of, like, different types. Like, enjoy what you enjoy, and then, like, you know, like, people used to rag on me for not being able to watch Japanese horror movies or, you know, body horror stuff or fucking torture porn, and it's like, I don't want to like that stuff. Like, I get that, like, yeah, maybe missing out with having conversations with people on it, but, like, I have a family member who is a horror movie director. I have been on set for the gory part of his movie. I have been there for the behind the scenes. I have watched the movie in theaters. I have gone to a film festival to support it. I have seen his other stuff. I have it on DVD, you know. My name's in the credits. It's on my IMDb page. I'm an executive producer, technically. Like, but would I go watch that if it wasn't a family member and I wasn't, like, on set when it was recorded? Probably not. She gave me shit for liking fun blockbusters, and I was like, damn, forgive me for choosing entertainment that brings me joy rather than just feeding my depression to make me a miserable person like you. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is, like, some people, like, they can watch that shit and they're fine. Like, it's so weird. My stepdad, for example, he's a very, very, like, uptight Christian person. He's very fundamentalist. He's very conservative. You know, but all he watches is either... like those cop shows like Law & Order Special Victims Unit, which if you don't know what Law & Order Special Victim Units is, trigger warning, it's all about people who get raped and child trafficking. But it's like a live action cop show, and every single episode of thousands of episodes is just horrible descriptions and depictions of these types of things. And he watches that, and he watches really gory, over-the-top action movies and horror movies. And that's all he watches. He doesn't watch Disney movies. He doesn't watch animated movies. He doesn't like musicals. He doesn't like comedies, really, unless his friends basically sell it to him. But, like, if I tell him, like, hey, you should watch this movie, it's really funny, like, he won't watch it. Like, he won't... If a comedy is on TV, he will not leave it on. Even if it's, like, a well-known comedy that, like, everybody likes. And it's just, like... My mom always comments to him because she doesn't like graphic shit or violence or, you know, sexual stuff, you know. She'll come in and he'll be watching something. She'll be like, I don't get how you watch this shit. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She's like, I thought you were a good Christian. Like, there's got to be something wrong with you that you keep watching all this shit all the time. And it's like, I kind of agree. Like, because it's not even like he's reacting. He's literally just watching it like it's like watching a soap opera. And it's like, it's such over-the-top shit. And it's like, ugh. Like, if he had variety in his watching, okay, I could get it. Like, oh, I watch some comedies, but I also watch horror movies. Nope, I only watch one thing, and it's disgusting. I want to watch people be abused or mutilated or killed or tortured and it be really over the top. It's like he loved Game of Thrones. Like, he was always like, oh, shit, like, look, that's fucking crazy. He's like, I need to rewind and watch that again. And it's like, you need therapy. Like, I get you're enjoying the show because it's a, you know, big, huge show that everyone was watching at the time. But I'm like, you're enjoying it in a weird way. Like, I'm concerned. It's like I showed him the Evil Dead movies because, like, Evil Dead's, like, one of the few... Like, even though there's eyeball shit and, you know, rapey shit in Evil Dead, like, it's campy. Like, it's not serious, like, torture porn. So, like, you know, I like Evil Dead, and honestly, I like Army of Darkness the best, which I know is a hot take to a lot of people because it's the comedic one of the three, but I kind of like it because it doesn't, you know, because it takes itself as a joke. And, like, yeah, there's some, you know, gross stuff in it, sure, but it's not realistically done like a lot of modern horror is done. You know, like, old horror is different because it's not necessarily, like, realistic or... It, you know, the special effects are really bad or whatever. Like, I like classical horror. Like, I like stuff like, you know, Bela Lugosi and you know, shit like that. And, like, you know, Nosferatu or even stuff like, you know, spins on like that. Like, I love Shadow of the Vampire. And I will always recommend Shadow of the Vampire to anybody. Like, technically, it's considered a dramatic horror, I think, in terms of genre. But it's basically, what if the filming of Nosferatu wasn't an actor, but an actual vampire that the director knew was a vampire, and he was letting the vampire kill all of his cast and crew while filming the movie? And it's Willem Dafoe playing Nosferatu, and he never breaks character because he's actually Nosferatu and not an actor. And, like, yeah, there's gore in it because he's actually killing people and eating them and shit. And, like, you have the director who's played by John Malkovich in the movie. And, of course, he's going fucking crazy, like, letting this vampire just kill all of his cast and crew and friends and shit. And it's like, yeah, like, I can watch something like that. I can watch something like Lost Boys, you know, which is kind of like an 80s kind of... It's not campy, like, funny, but campy, like, over-the-top kind of vampire movie, you know? I can watch shit like that. But there's just so much, like, torture porn and modern horror that I just don't watch. Even, like... I really like Sabrina on Netflix, but there are scenes that literally I have to leave the room. I'm not gonna lie. There are some top of, like, in my other top 5 in terms of phobias / triggers. Like, there's things in Sabrina that happen, and I get up and I just leave the room, and I'm just like, nope. It's a great show, love the show, but there are certain things that happen, and I'm just like, bleh, and I run away. And it's like, I have no problem admitting that. I'm a grown fucking adult. Like, I like the show. I love the plot. I think it's fucking wonderful, you know, before it was canceled anyways. But there are some disgusting fucking gross things because it's a supernatural horror show. Like, there are things that happen that I don't want to see happen. And same kind of with Hannibal. I thought Hannibal, the first 2 seasons anyways, were really good, plot-wise. But there's a few instances of body horror that I just send me, as the kids say. And not in a good way. So, you know, I always say, like, don't push yourself to... I didn't even finish Hannibal Season 3 because it was so terrible, in my opinion. I don't know what happened. Like, I understand there was a huge plot change and shit, but I don't know what happened production-wise between Season 2 and Season 3 of Hannibal. But it just seems like a totally different crew or something. I don't know. I couldn't finish it because it was just so stupid. But the first 2 seasons were great, body horror aside. But again, like, if you don't want to watch that, don't watch it. Like, just because it's a hit show and everyone else watches it, don't mean you have to watch it. Same thing with movies. Like, I've tried to watch a handful of things here and there, and if I can't get through it, I turn it off and I move on with my day. Who knows? Maybe my new meds will help and I'll be able to watch more shit and not feel like I'm gonna jump out of my own skin. You know, like, real life has enough trauma and bad things in it. I don't want to watch a bunch of stuff that makes me feel worse. I have enough problems in my own head without help. I'm just waiting for 7 o'clock to roll over before I close the game out because I just want to see if I have Meteor Shower or anything. Because it's almost 7 o'clock in my time zone. Which, April, I don't remember. Did I already have Celeste this week? Because I legitimately don't remember. And I don't have Discord open, so I can't search it. I don't remember if it was this week or last week. I think it was this week, right? It was this Sunday. I keep trying to move my mouse, but my mouse isn't plugged in. Let me go onto my Discord, and then I can look. Let's see. I had one on Monday. Yeah. Okay. Yep, I found the text message. It was from Monday. Okay. Thank you, Discord, for having a search feature. Me on Discord. Oh, what's this channel? Oh no, it's a voice channel. Oh fuck, disconnect. I have accidentally clicked into a voice channel before. I think probably everyone has. Okay. So I'm not gonna have Celeste tonight, so I'm not super worried about that. Apparently me and April have both gotten all the Celeste DIYs, unless they're gonna add more eventually. So now she just gives us stars or fragments. Last time she gave me a bunch of normal stars, I think. So, my mini Coke tastes weird and it makes me sad. So that being said, as I've scared everyone out of this chat by talking about JoJo and violence and gore. Oh shit. What do I want to switch over to game-wise? Or content-wise, if not a game? I can switch over to Katamari, I can switch over to Ooblets, I can switch over to chat plays, but I know April said she's probably going to be mostly AFK. I can switch over to Lotro grinding, I can switch to whatever. I think I mentioned the other day that I eventually want to get the new Harvest Moon game that came out for Switch. I don't know when I'm going to get that. But I do want to get it eventually. It's not cheap, so that's why I haven't gotten it yet. Credit card bill's been wild, between the vet bills and I didn't know what was going to happen with my doctor's appointment, so I wasn't trying to blow too much money ahead of time, because I was like, if my prescription was going to change, it was potentially going to be hundreds of dollars a month extra. So, Cap says Katamari. April, what do you think? I know you're going to be kind of AFK, but if you have a preference or not. My allergies are going wild. That's interesting. So, April, I know that I was showing you the GoodRx thing earlier, and it was showing, I think it said $8 and change or something. But the pharmacy app that pinged me while I was streaming is saying $6 and change? Are they... What? How are they... There's no way it's lower than the... Oh, it's for something else. Okay, that's... Wait, what a second? Wait. That can't be right. Never mind, I spoke too soon. That's for something else. Wait, why is that $6? That should not be $6. That should be $30. I need to do some Googling later. We can do some Katamari? Okay, I will switch over to Katamari, which is not hard since it's also on the Switch. Let me save my game. I feel like there was other stuff to do on Animal Crossing, but I think I've had a really busy day previous to stream, so I think my brain's just kind of burnt out. I'm gonna say burnt out. Burnt. So hence why I've been extra rambly, I think. It's just it's been a long day and my brain is just all over the place. Let's see. Save that. We'll do some Katamari. We'll see if I actually beat any levels, since I did kind of okay last time. That one I don't know why I had such trouble on that one level, but I did okay on the other levels afterwards. I'm sure it'll get harder, but... Okay, let's get out of here. Close that. Let me make sure to update the stream info. God damn it. Unplugging my mouse is the worst. So, apparently, if I plug in my camera, I lose my last USB slot where my mouse is normally plugged in. So, even though I have a USB hub, I don't have enough slots on my USB hub for Facecam. So I had to unplug my mouse for Facecam. But obviously, in the future, if I do PC gaming with Facecam, that's not a problem, because then I unplug my Elgato, which opens up a slot. It's such a disaster. I need a bigger USB hub than the one that I've got. Because I thought the one I got was going to be enough slots, and it's not. So, it was enough previous to Facecam, but it's not enough with face cam, so... Actually, let me go ahead and unplug my camera since we're not keeping that on. Which cable is this? I don't want to unplug the thing. So I can plug my mouse back in, please. What is this cable? I have cables everywhere, and I don't know where anything is. Nope, that's not what I wanted to unplug. Shit. Uh-oh. Did I fuck up? Okay, I can fix this. Hold on, I'm unplugging the wrong thing. I don't want to fuck up my OBS, because we all know OBS. If you unplug something, it's done. OBS will go, nope, fuck you. I'm trying to plug my mouse back in so I can use Twitch. Hold on. Mouse cable, where did you go? I think it's this one, maybe? Is it this one? Who knows? What evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows. Why is this not going into the port? There we go. Okay. Alright, mouse is plugged in. Elgato is still showing up, so good. I didn't unplug the wrong thing. Also, I should figure out actual food tonight since all I've eaten today is half a baguette and some Easter candy and a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch for breakfast this morning when I woke up. I need to figure out some dinner. Har har har. What a joke. It's probably going to be another half of a baguette. Let's see. Edit stream info. You had fries. Woo, fries. Yay, fries. Okay, we'll change that. Pardon me. Hiccup. First playthrough. English. I'm gonna actually feed the dogs really quick before I start the game. So I'm gonna put the screen up for 1 second while I run to the other end of the house and feed the dogs before they eat me alive because they are also hungry and it's way past their dinner time. So I'll be back in 1 moment.